getting after that drink, huh?
Look, I'm hungover, I'm thirsty, and I don't think this water's cutting it.
Do you think it's not cutting it because you're really thirsty for some justice?
Ooh, I do feel like some justice could quench this thirst.
But the question is, justice for whom, though?
I would say justice for all the women you've left disappointed.
Wow, fuck you.
They deserve those 40 seconds of their life back.
Hey, look, all right? It was 53 seconds, and it was only like one time. But speaking of, loose vaginas.
Okay, yeah.
Never had one.
Lies.
No. So hear me out. Look, TMI, but if you have like a really thick cock, every vagina is tight. So it's not my fault if occasionally I may be premature.
Is that a fact?
Yeah, it's a fact. Because single mothers especially, they fucking love me.
Well, I hate you.
Fucking welcome to the smoke pit.
Hey. I just came from work and I'm still slap happy, so this episode's going to be fun.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. This is episode 13?
15.
Wow. What the fuck have we talked about for 15 episodes?
Nothing. A lot of nothing.
Well, you know what I would like to talk about?
What's that?
That's all, because I do some journalism and a little bit of humble brag. And I saw an article by Vice, who I used to stick up for because they had some, like, good, like, hard-hitting journalism.
They used to, for sure.
They used to, like, have, like, exclusives and shit, like one of the dudes being investigated in the presidential cabinet, he wouldn't talk to anybody, but he talked to Vice.
Yeah.
You know how much clout that is?
That's a lot.
And then these motherfuckers put a fucking picture of a blind dude with like a bolt action 22, and the caption of the fucking article is like, "I'm fully blind and I have a and I own an assault rifle."
Yeah, I saw that on your story. Well, I mean, the dude's blind, so maybe he wrote that article.
And I feel like nobody there actually knows what an assault rifle is.
Not,
so I mean, can I really fault either one of them?
No, definitely not.
Yeah, but it's like a bolt action 22 rifle. It was like the most jankiest Daisy fucking BB. Like, it might have been a BB gun.
Yeah, well, all guns are assault rifles. So.
Yeah, because look, if I assault 50 men's butthole with a musket, you can call it an assault rifle.
Absolutely.
But I mean, in the state of Louisiana, apparently it's called evidence, and I can't get my musket back.
It's called family reunion.
Yeah, I mean, I get gun laws to an extent. If it was up to me, like only like me and like maybe 4 of my boys would have guns, like in the whole world.
Yeah.
Like nobody else.
I can agree with that.
Yeah, just be like me, you. EP's been doing a good job recently.
Oh, good.
Yeah, he can keep a Mauser.
Thank God, a Mauser, just one.
It maybe a Luger too.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and then like a few of my other friends, and that's it. Nobody. So if you're listening, no, not you.
Not you. Yeah.
I don't trust anyone.
I don't care who you are.
Yeah, because you see all these fucking, these videos of people like doing dumb shit on the range or like accidentally shooting themselves and look, nobody's perfect, everybody fucks up, but you're like way more likely to fucking kill a family member or shoot a friend than you are an intruder.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Now, that being said, I think it's fucking dope that we have more gun owners than the UK and Australia have citizens combined.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm all for that.
Yeah, that's some like World War II shit, fucking like a rifle behind every blade of grass kind of shit.
I love that quote too. I really love that quote.
Fucking gets my dick hard.
Fuck yeah. One of the many things.
Raisins, that's dick hard.
Well, they're good for you.
Greek fucking yogurt, dick hard. Raisins in Greek yogurt, double dick hard.
Explosion, absolutely.
Yogurt for everyone. Yeah, so it's like, but then like I did an interview with a young man, Lance Corporal Kelly, and he was at the country concert where the guy opened up. And then he again went at the bar when fucking crazy, 2 places at once, when the fucking the former Marine came in and just opened up in a bar.
Yeah, that's right.
He was at both, not one, but both.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And so, like you kind of look, and he's like the most humble, fucking down to earth, fucking patriotic dude. And
Good, man.
I talked to him on occasion, and just like looking at it from his perspective, like if somebody I'd known or loved had gotten injured, maybe I'd feel differently.
Right.
Because like the difference is like I'm pretty sure the first guy I ever shot at, I'm pretty sure I missed.
Oh, for sure I did.
Yeah.
For sure I did.
So like and the idea that I just tried to kill someone didn't even cross my mind. It was just business,
Absolutely.
And like I don't really hold it against the people who tried and failed to kill me,
Right.
Because it was business.
Yeah.
But it's a lot fucking different when you're just like at a concert or a movie theater,
Yeah.
Like, you expect to get shot at war. You don't expect to get shot at when you're trying to finger some fat chick.
Like...
But
that always happens. Their brother walks in. And Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I saw this thing where this guy was going to have an affair with one of his cousins.
Oh, shit.
And he was at college, and he's just like, all these girls that I'm not related to, they ain't cutting it. So I'm going to fly back to Indiana to bang my cousin.
I was going to say, was this the South? Is this really Indiana?
Yeah, then get this right. And then, so he got his daddy's credit card or whatever, and this dumb motherfucker accidentally bought a ticket to India.
Oh, I saw that screenshot. Is that real?
I think so.
There's no. So he made it through customs and had his passport stamped and did everything. And he's like, "Well, this isn't the Midwest."
Like I know some people that are from Florida that I could totally see being
Florida,
that
yes.
You're telling me there's no one in Indiana?
Nope, all scholars. All Hoosiers are scholars.
Scholars and gentlemen.
That's right.
Even the women are gentlemen.
That's right. Even the women are men.
Even the babies are men.
I do love that quote.
Yeah, so I think, and that kind of also rolls us into, like, I didn't take it personal when people shot at me. Like, yeah, in the moment, you're kind of pissed. But then afterwards, like, especially if you, like, capture the guy.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, people out there that they're, like, brag about how they did shit to the people they detain. I never did any of that shit.
Yeah.
The good book says, if your enemy's thirsty, give him water. And I'm like, well, I've done a lot of fucked up shit. Like, I could at least use one feather in my cap.
Oh, right, yeah.
And so, I try to treat the enemies we captured with dignity and according to the blah, 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 Geneva.
Oh, sure.
Whatever that,
those
that
old
thing
rules.
is called. Yeah, those old things.
Dusty old rules.
And so it's like, I didn't, even like when we lost guys, like, yeah, it sucked, but, I fucking killed a lot of their friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I wonder if there's some fucking asshole just with, like, some shitty old MySpace picture of me just, like, furiously masturbating in his cave. Like, I'm going to get you, Dan Sharp. Like,
if only knew how easy it was.
Completely easy. Yeah, which is actually kind of terrifying. Mm-hmm. Like, how easy I would be to take out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and especially, like, through my friends, too. Like, anybody could catfish either one of you two.
I'm pretty dumb.
In a scholarly Indiana way. In reference,
that's right, that's right. Yeah, I mean...
an A-.
Right. Oof, I wish. Yeah, I guess.
And so I think people just take things too personally,
Yeah.
Like, you disagree with somebody on the internet, and instantly they're fucking, like, trying to figure out where you work. And,
right, yeah.
Yeah, like, try to blow you up and, like, harass your family members and shit. Sure. Now, I'm a bit of a petty asshole.
Sure.
On occasion. And I think it's fair considering the pure volume of shitty messages that I get. So if every once in a while a motherfucker steps on my dick the wrong way and I kind of snap, I think I'm within my rights.
Absolutely. Well, I feel like I've just the screenshots you send me, like, people are just brutal for no reason.
For no reason.
With no facts, no supporting arguments, just to be dicks. Yeah.
So, like, somebody will just be like, oh, yeah, that girl you posted is ugly. And then I'll be like, really? Like, your girl.
Yeah, right, yeah.
And, and everybody fucking, thinks it's great to be, to follow a funny guy or be friends or date a funny guy or something until they start roasting you.
That's true. Yeah,
and you come up with some shit that fucking... Like, I told this one dude, I was just like, yeah, your girlfriend looks like Mario if he got his eyebrows plucked.
I mean, that's not such a bad thing.
Yeah. Like, still mustache, though.
Yeah. Well, of course, yeah. And he jumps on turtles. Like, he has a hobby. Collects coins, goes on pipes.
A very, very short, thick Italian man.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
He's very positive. A lot of woohoos.
I mean, Yoshi's pretty dope.
Yoshi is super dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so, like, people take shit too personally, And then, like, you kind of, like... It kind of makes me fear for, like, some of these younger generations that... if you, like, say something negative, they want your whole fucking business scuttled. But then, you get sent over to combat or, you go into business and, people fuck you because that's what business is.
It's true, yeah.
Like, there are very few examples in business where both people, like, 10 years after a transaction were both, I'm happy with this.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Like, generally the idea of business is you're trying to get somebody, one up on somebody. Because, the law of equivalent exchange, if any of you are a fellow Hoosier scholars
yes,
or just watch Full Metal Alchemist,
same thing.
It's an exchange, So if I'm giving somebody, 13 pounds of peaches and they're giving me like 4 blowjobs,
right?
I'm just like, all right, well, if I sold the 14-pound peaches, could I fly to Amsterdam and get my own 4 blowjobs?
Okay.
If the answer is yes, then don't do the business. Yeah. If it's no, then do the business.
See, math for Marines has changed so much.
Yeah, and then people get fucking pissed when they get taken advantage of. Yeah, and, like, I get that, it's human emotion, but at the end of the day, it's business.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so, but what are things that I think it's fair to be upset about in this day and age?
Solid transition there, Dan.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a softball pitch.
Yeah, a little softball play. Well, no, because before we started recording this, I was telling Dan what grinds my gears. He's like, no, save it for the podcast. So this is just off the cuff.
Yeah, when we hang out, like in real life, it's just silence.
It
like
is.
Anytime a good topic comes up, like, no, save it. No, I'm completely bullshit.
And then we usually forget it anyway, so it doesn't matter.
No, any of the people who hang out with us are like, yeah, it's like literally watching you guys on the podcast.
That's true. And then especially when Stebbin's there too, same thing.
Just furiously masturbating in the corner.
Yeah.
Now, he's been doing a good job recently, though.
How so?
Well,
I don't think our listeners believe it.
Well, he had things set up on time today.
I walked into a fully set up show. Yeah, I can agree with that.
That was good. He hasn't deleted anything.
Okay.
I mean, granted, the power source had deleted all the footage from the Garen episode and all the video things that we had that I told him to use Surge Protector, but at the end of the day, it's not his fault that Raiden decided to jizz in his laptop. Thor, the God of Thunder, which doesn't make sense that he shoots lightning. Yeah. You figured he'd have like sonic waves.
Yeah. Well, don't dive too much into that. Be here all day.
Thor came over and also jizzed upon his MacBook.
A lot of made up characters jizzed on Mike's laptop. So.
Yeah, and so we lost a lot of that. But I mean, that was like several hours ago, and he hasn't done anything wrong since.
Exactly. Yeah, he's been awake this whole time. It's great.
Hey, are you sober?
Yes.
Holy shit!
Sober.
He's sober.
It's a fucking miracle.
Okay, now further delve question: Are you hungover?
No.
He's not hungover.
Oh my god, what is going on?
Fucking promotion.
It's about time.
Fucking promotion.
Attention to orders.
So, things that you are allowed to be upset about.
Sure. Well, no. Well, like I said, I was saying before, I don't know if this rant's gonna go anywhere, but it really grinds my gears. So, like, obviously, I'm a single guy, right? I'm out there shaking and moving, doing what I can.
Snooping and pooping.
Doing what I can. And
cream pie and lying.
Are you just gonna sit here and make rhymes the whole time?
Oh, I'm done. I blew my load. That was all I had.
Well, this will come full circle then. No, so I've noticed a pattern lately, especially here in like the East Coast area. So if you meet on a dating app, and you want to meet at a neutral place, unless you want to say, hey, come over to my house, eat my butt, or whatever kids do nowadays. Right? Exactly. So, but if you want to, first meeting is usually like a bar or some kind of event or something, but it's neutral.
You are so fucking lame.
What do you mean? Why?
A first date should be like something epic.
First thought, okay, we'll cover that as soon as I finish my rants. But
okay.
Yeah.
A difference in philosophy.
Yeah. Choose why you're a better guy than I am. But yeah. So I've been having this thing lately where I'll agree to meet, like, whatever, and then, let's meet at so-and-so bar. I'm like, okay, cool.
Cool.
And so I say, cool. Right. Cool. And I get there, and as soon as we sit down at the bar or the table or whatever, they're like, oh, hey, so-and-so, you're back. So she's like a regular there. It's such fucking bullshit. I don't know. I was more amped up about it earlier, but
it is bullshit. No,
so it's because it is like you said earlier, like it's home field advantage. She knows the staff. She they like have her drink ready and shit, and just like, and then it's like, okay,
they look you up and down and compare you to the last guy.
That's exactly it. Like, oh, he's way shorter than the other guy, and like, fuck you. And
I'm big where it counts.
That's right.
In the bank account.
In the heart. I can't say anything else but the heart. And yeah, so it's so bullshit. And then
Cold,
it's like, okay,
shriveled heart.
Even.
He's not fully given to any woman in the last 6 years.
Oh, it's been way more than that. And yeah, so it's pretty much like meeting an extended part of her family. Like, it's such fucking bullshit. I don't know. Pisses me off. DM me if you agree, or if you're hot, or both.
I mean, or if you're not that hot.
Either way, just DM me. I get lonely at night.
Honestly, we really appreciate all the DMs.
I know, I really do.
I appreciate all the people who actually Venmo'd me some cash for my birthday.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and so, without disclosing the amount, because I wanted to seem cooler than it is, but I will donate part of it to charity.
Nice.
I think that's what her name is. She dances Friday.
She's going to be real happy with that 77 cents.
No, so difference in philosophy, right?
Yeah, let's do this.
I remember when I was a younger man, all those decades ago.
Right.
Yeah. Where, if any pretty girl showed any interest, then, you felt obligated to reciprocate.
Okay.
Whether if you really liked her or not. It was just the fact that a girl that you were quasi-attracted to showed you interest, you could possibly get your dick wet.
Yeah.
And then as I got older, I just realized that it was just too exhausting to put effort into this,
I agree.
So now it's like, you have girls that are, very attractive, who DM me, and it's just like, if I don't feel the spark, I don't feel the spark.
That's fair.
So I'm not going to put the effort into it. Versus where I was like a few years ago after, you know, a bad breakup. It's just like, all right, any girl who matches me on Tinder, like she's getting the business.
Right.
You know, so that is when it's wise to invest in like Groupon because you can get like, you know, discounts and shit. Because if you're taking out girls to restaurants and movies and, you know, bars and stuff, it's getting expensive.
That's true.
Like I was spending like $500 a week on dates.
Jesus, what?
Yeah. And then what I realized is it's much better just to find a girl who's like an 8 and up.
Yeah, right.
And then like fly her out from somewhere, then give her like a fantastic weekend,
right?
And then fly her back.
See, the problem with that with me is I don't have feelings. I just don't care. So I don't know. I mean, you're right. It's usually a more enjoyable experience for everybody involved. But yeah. No, I don't have that kind of compassion. I just don't care, Dan.
Yeah, so we want to hear from you guys.
Absolutely.
We've talked a fair amount about dating because I mean, shit, like. You know, getting married, having kids, getting divorced, like that's like the biggest, like some of the, you know, top 5 things that you can go through in your life, you know? Yeah. And so, you know, when you go through a breakup and, you know, that's always a thing, or if you go through, like you get a new squeeze or whatever. And I will throw this bit of advice out there. You know, I have some sisters and I tell them, I'm like, look, every guy's going to brag about his conquests.
Sure.
Now you have 2 different types of guys. One, be like, yeah, this girl was, you know, she was smart, she was funny, like we had a great connection. And then the other one is like, yeah, look at the knockers on this whore that I banged. You know, and so like if you're a lady and you're listening, like be very cognizant of what kind of guy you're actually giving your body to.
Sure.
You know, because it's going to be one or the other.
Yeah.
And I mean, if that's your thing, that's your thing. You know, like if that's just who you are, that's who you are. Like it's none of my business. But don't fucking, you know, get some dude who's clearly a fucking douchebag, then act surprised when he acts like a douchebag.
I know, yeah, that's funny.
You know,
that's true.
Like what?
Yeah.
This guy who's clearly like you know the kind of people who thinks liking tacos is a personality. You know,
right? Yeah.
Like oh yeah, that makes you so fucking unique. You like tacos, big fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah, my date Spencer who wears Supreme, he turned out to be a douchebag.
Yeah. Don't be fucking surprised, you know, when you fucking, you know, give yourself to a douchebag and then he acts like a douchebag.
Yeah, that's true.
If that's your thing, that's your thing.
Yeah.
But don't fucking play dumb. Be like, you know where this was going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
And then also, you know, fellas, like stop fucking lying to girls and like giving this flowery language, like, oh, I want a future together, I love you, just to get laid.
Sure.
Like girls will respect you infinitely more if you're like, hey, look, this is where I am in my life. If you want to spend time together, you want to keep each other company at night, I'm all for it. But I would rather you hear this from me now and not be disappointed later and feel that I used you or wasted your time.
Right.
Because surprisingly, a lot of girls want to get laid too.
Of course.
You know, and
of course
then
they do.
The idea of not knowing what we are, that's what kills a lot of girls.
Yeah.
You know, they all, not all, but a lot of them, you know, they hold themselves in high regard. So they figure if she's giving you her time, then you know, it's going to be something, you know, even if she's just looking for ass, she wants to be put on a pedestal.
Of course.
You know, she wants to be the best of your booty calls,
sure,
you know,
right.
The ones you think about after you know, finish fucking your wife in 30 years. You know, you walk to the bathroom, put a little bit of Rogaine in,
that's
right,
right,
now you're bald. You look in the mirror and you're just like, oh, if I only had this one girl.
Yeah.
And your wife, you know, is queefing on her way to the bathroom. Yeah, so she wants to be on the pedestal.
So graphic.
On the pedestal of your booty calls. And so if you're honest, like that's just the way to go because like I would rather like lose the chance of getting to sleep with a girl than lie to her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Because that's my philosophy. Because there's been girls who are just like, oh yeah, I'm totally down with that.
Yeah.
And then you bang it out and you remain friends. And then maybe later on down the road, if you're both single, you bang it out again. And it's a lot better than being the fucking bane of her existence. And now all her friends hate you. Now you can't go to that bar anymore.
Oh my God.
Where everyone knows her name.
That's what I'm saying. It's the worst. Full circle.
Yeah, Mike is systematically eliminating all the places to drink in Virginia Beach.
And that's the worst part of it. It's like if I go back there, whether we ended on good terms or not, like then I'll see them there and it's awkward. So.
Yeah. Like currently the only place he's allowed to drink is my living room.
Yeah, and Chuck E. Cheese.
Well, that actually doesn't become available till next month on the 12th.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah. Yeah, so fellas, be fucking honest. Yeah. And you know, just be upfront about your expectations. Cause,
same thing for females. Be honest.
Yeah.
For the love of God.
All 1,400 of you listening that are females, and then the other 99% men. Yeah, be honest about your expectations because the definition of anger is unfulfilled expectations. And so if you expect something out of somebody and then they let you down, but they didn't know that's what you expected, then, you know, like how can anger be justified if they didn't know?
Yeah.
But if you knew somebody's expectations and then or they knew yours and they intentionally defied them, then you're like, okay, now I have reason to be angry.
It's fair.
You're like, my expectation of being in Iraq was to get fucking shot at.
Right.
To take a fucking round right to the running lights, brain fucking splatter out the back of my Kevlar, get a folded flag, buried in my blues. Yeah. My mom got the fucking $400 or whatever it was, $1,000 insurance money, spent it all on items that were leopard print. Broken the next month. Like that was my expectation.
That is the goal, really.
And then when I didn't die in Iraq, I was just like, what is this bullshit?
Yeah.
Now I gotta deal with car payments. I gotta deal with sore joints.
Who's gonna pay these bills? Me? This is bullshit.
I got a PFT tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly.
This is fucking asinine. I should have fucking died.
Yeah, for sure.
And so we had a guy who did make it back from Afghanistan, and he left his SGLI to his then girlfriend. And we were in 29 Palms, and she went down to Palm Springs with her best friend and lived like a fucking rock star for about a month.
Yeah.
And then a month later, she was completely broke. And like she didn't give any of the money to the fucking parents, like any of the money to the family, like nothing. Just like spent all the fucking money on like bottle service and VIP suites and spa days and purses. And it was just like, damn, dude, like that's how you want your memory, Like
right, yeah.
Like, yeah, I get it that you're upset that your boyfriend died, but, like, blowing nearly $500,000 in a month in one of the gayest cities in the country.
Right.
Yeah. Like, that's a bit excessive.
Yeah. But I've also known, just caveat off that, like, I've also known girlfriends, wives, whoever, who have spent that money very wisely and, like, started a fund in their husband or boyfriend's name or vice versa, So they're not all like that. But unfortunately, there are those rock stars out there.
Yeah, so if you've ever had a bad experience with a lover or a companion or somebody that you've seen have had a bad experience or anything like that, you send us a message.
Yeah, for sure. I'll read that. Yeah. Read that till the cows come home.
So in Smoke Pit News, we just made a new logo, like a new entrance logo.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a veteran graphic designer to do it.
Solid.
Yeah, definitely not a guy from Nigeria that I found on an app. Nice solid veteran.
They're just as good.
Yeah, just as good. And so, check that out on our Instagram and our YouTube page. Let us know what you think. We're still getting hounded by the sponsors.
Yeah.
At some point in time, we have to decide what we want to do.
I'm telling you, just penis enlargement pills. The first one that throws themselves at us.
Man. Oh, and so also to caveat off of our last episode, you know how in the Blueberry Navy camis?
Oh, God.
There's like a ship on the left breast pocket?
I was so hoping you know what? Go ahead and admit defeat. Go ahead. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I spent a ridiculous amount of time on Google trying to prove this.
Yep.
And it is comical how many fucking pictures are like cropped from the name tapes up, or they have their hands like this in front of their chest, or they're holding something, or they're standing a certain way.
Yeah.
And it's just comical.
Yeah.
Like when you're actually looking for something and you're paying attention. But I will say, I did see the ship that you see on the Navy logo printed on Marpat a few times.
Yeah, like the Seabees do that. Not
oh my God!
Yeah. We said that last episode. Not FMF sailors.
I could have spent all that time looking for porn, and I spent all that time.
You could have just looked at my Instagram. Yeah, exactly. Shudder and defeat.
But it was on like tan digital Marpat.
It's not Marpat. It is the CB pattern. The CBs have their own deserts. Yeah.
Okay. And so yeah, because I saw like HM1s and
CBs.
No, they were attached to the Marine units.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, they had and then I saw like a few chaplains. Like usually it's like people who have like money.
Yeah.
To buy things,
right.
Like get custom ordered camis versus just going to the local exchange, which is fucking funny, by the way.
Here we go.
I was at the Marine Exchange the other day, and I was helping a friend of mine.
Where were we at?
Camp Allen.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. We were there to buy like cat eyes for her gear inspection, right? And this little fucking 18-year-old dweeb comes fucking walking up,
It's got a DM. That was kind of funny.
Oh man, she's hot.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah. You gonna get on that?
I don't talk to ugly people, guys or girls. You won't find an ugly one on my roster.
Yeah, so it was like that moment from Parks and Rec where Ron Swanson's at Home Depot, and so like I'm in the tactical gear section. And this little fucking dweeb comes up. He's like, "Hi." I'm like, "I know more than you." I didn't actually say it, because I'm not a huge dick, but that's what it felt like.
Yeah.
He's like, "Can I offer your advice?" I'm like, "Kid, like,
yeah,
I was losing friends in combat before you lost your virginity. Get the fuck away from me.
You just put your finger over his mouth and shoved it in his nose.
And then not only that, like I do gear reviews professionally for news companies.
Right. I've seen all the swag you get.
Yeah, like, and not just like little bullshit companies like Magpul.
Yeah.
Like they sent me a bunch of shit, you know, like if you didn't read the article I did about the drum mag, you know, because the Marine Corps in its infinite fucking wisdom decided to get rid of the M249 light machine gun and replace it with the IAR, which is a great gun, but if you only have 30 rounds in your mag, it's kind of defeating the fucking purpose.
That's true.
So then they're like, oh, well, what if we got a drum? And I'm like, yeah, like 3 years too late. Yay, good thing we haven't had any like real wars.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, and so
God, that phone.
Magpul, you know, they sent me out a drum to field, and you know, and I worked with a lot of the AR gunners and did a great article on it. So that was pretty dope. Yeah, so just like this 18-year-old dweeb, you know, and I'm like, son, like I got it.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I got it. I got it. And not to say that I'm like the grand poobah of everything, you know what I mean?
I like to think you are.
Most things.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but like, you know, if you see, and I was probably wearing like a veteran hat or something, or a veteran T-shirt, because like you said, I get a lot of free swag, and I'm cheap.
Sure.
So like, why am I gonna buy my own shit? Like, I'm gonna go out and buy fucking Eddie Bauer when I could fucking wear like, you know, like a hoodie from like Grunt Style or something.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. All free. Send me free stuff, everybody. For the love of God.
Yeah. Speaking of Grunt Style, though.
Yeah, man.
Are we
allowed to announce it? Is it a big reveal?
Yeah, EP just gave us a thumbs up.
Oh, good.
EP is executive producer for those of you who are first listening. Yeah, so later on in the month, we're heading down to San Antonio, working a little bit with Grunt Style, a little bit with Black Rifle Coffee. Black Rifle Coffee made a huge, generous donation to the nonprofit fund that we have for the Burbiz coming up in April. Nice. So they're giving out like 50 grand in free money and free grants to veteran-owned businesses. So if you have a small veteran-owned business, shoot me a message, or you know, go on to Street Shares or Burbiz and check them out. Yeah, I think the first prize is like 30 grand, and then like 15, and then 5 grand, and like the top 10 get like public announcements, so it's like free publicity.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so I mean, we're gonna be entering.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and yeah, so you know, big shout out to them. So if you're in San Antonio, please don't murder us.
Yeah, big emphasis on that part.
Especially the please part.
Yeah, please.
If you're a girl that either one of the mics have had sex with, please reveal yourself, because I would love to talk to you.
That's right, yeah. Just start a journal.
A bit of an exclusive, you know?
Yeah.
I like to do like a This Is Your Life, but with all the girls you've slept with. I think if some of the deals we have work and come through and I get that first fat check, the first thing I'm doing.
I thought you said first fat chick. And I was like, all right, well, you're on the right track.
No, I'm just going to find like all the girls that you've ever banged and like put them all in one room.
It's hard to get 7 people in a room together.
But then like only like the 8s and up, so. You know what I mean?
It's hard to get one person in a room.
And that one person was me.
Exactly. Boom.
I just made a really cute face if you can't see.
Yeah, watch us on YouTube.
Yeah. And if you're not fucking watching us on Instagram and YouTube, correct yourself.
Boom. More money, more free stuff.
Fucking more money. Yeah, so we got that coming up. We got we're doing something with the EOD fund in March.
That'll be cool. Yeah.
Yeah, Sean and Colin from Strike Force are trying, among with other people, are trying to break a world record. Like, legitimately, fucking Guinness will be there observing that. Yeah. So if you want to be part of like a real world record, then you know, by all means, come out and support. I told Colin that I would say hashtag Team Colin for this, because he said he wants to beat Sean if nothing else. So I'm Team Colin all the way. And you know, that's that like rivalry and that competitive spirit, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's not just enough to do it for yourself. You just want to have one on one of your buddies.
Absolutely. Yeah. Even if both of them fail to break the record, they'll be like, "Well, who did I beat?"
Yeah. Well, who did I beat?
Exactly.
Oh, you beat the people who didn't try.
Yeah. But barely.
Fuck them. Yeah, because even if you come in like, you know, 10th place, like there's 7 billion people in the world.
Yeah, no shit.
So that's like 10th out of 7 billion.
Boom.
So I mean that's still pretty impressive.
Suck it.
Because they said something to the effect of like, I think my math might be off, but it's like if 1% of the population thinks that you're sexy, that's still like, that's 700 million people.
Those odds are in my favor.
70 million people.
Still like those odds.
if 99% of people think you're fucking ugly, that's still 70 million people who want to fucking get in your pants.
That's right. I like those people.
Yeah. And you know, and if you're Mike, that probably goes up to at least 8%.
I would. Well, what, me or EP Mike? Which one are we talking about?
Oh, EP Mike 8%, and you easily 65.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I appreciate all the 65% of the human population that thinks I'm sexy.
Yeah. I mean, I'm one of them.
The biggest one.
the biggest one.
Physically the biggest.
Wow. Hey, I'm working on it.
Hey, you know what? You do look good, man. I will say.
You know what the number one bullshit is?
Oh, here it is.
All right, I've gone down 5 fucking inches on my waist, but I'm still 270 pounds.
But you look good. See, remember the last event we went to? Your buddy was like, "Hey, man, you look good." Like, it's noticeable. Like, people are taking notice.
Yeah, I just think it's bullshit, though, because, like, 5 inches off your waist, and I'm still 270.
You're a big guy.
Which is, like, I get it, like, muscle weighs more than fat, but, like, you hop on the scale, and you're like, God damn it.
Yeah,
like, I'm sitting there, like, I just finished eating my rice cake for the day, you know?
I'm just crying.
Yeah, and, like, people don't realize this, but being fucking 270, even if it is, like, you know, a percentage of muscle.
Oh, right.
Like, that shit sucks.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things I can't do. I can't go skydiving.
It's like being pregnant.
I can't climb a ladder. Like, I can't get in a canoe. I'm over the weight limit for a canoe, you know?
Oh, God. These are problems I don't have. I can't even relate to this.
Like, literally being twice the size of any girl that I fuck.
Wow.
Literally twice the size.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
They need to do a show about you, like how you're handicapped.
No, because like I have a manual labor company, you know, like I'm still active and I still do shit and we still go out and like you know, we go hiking, we go shooting, swimming and all that stuff. But it's just like I've noticed like I've lost 5 inches off my waist, but I put on that much more muscle. Yeah. And it's just like being that fucking heavy, like it's just like crazy to think, you know? Like when I got out of boot camp, I was like 160.
Oh, Jesus.
You know, like Marine Corps boot camp, I felt like I was coming out of a fucking POW camp.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, like I was a fucking twig.
I joined the Navy. I was, 135, 140 pounds?
Yeah.
Now look at me now. A cool 185. Just kidding, 180.
I mean, it is dope, though, that I can literally pick up anyone.
Literally, yeah.
Literally pick up anyone.
Except your own spirits.
Yeah, like, you know, you get into like a bar fight and I'm just like, oh, here you go, above my head.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
You know, and like being able to pick girls literally up above my head and power bomb them.
Through tables?
Yeah, through tables before the love making. That's kind of a dope feeling, you know? So, you know, it is a journey. Our executive producer got into a little bit of a bet with us.
He did.
Yeah. And I don't think it's going too well.
No. EP Mike, have you given up yet?
I gave up. I don't even fuck anymore.
God damn. Oof.
Yeah. But not to take credit away from the fact that he did meet some of his goals.
No, he did. No, he lost some weight. Absolutely.
Yeah, he lost some weight.
Yeah.
And I think that's completely from the fact that we were egging him on.
Yes.
And so that kind of brings us full circle to being competitive.
Exactly. Slipping laxatives in his food.
Because if you're not going to do it for yourself, then, you know, you do it for other people.
Right.
And that's kind of a theme that we have on this show. Is like, you know, you go to the smoke pit not necessarily because you want to smoke, but because you want to see who's there. Mm-hmm. You know, you want to talk, you want to bullshit, you know, you want to have a good time.
You want the gossip.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, if you're going through something in your life, you know, look for reasons that you have to keep pushing. And even if it's entirely fucking selfish or entirely the other way where it's completely for other people, just keep going, you know?
Hell yeah.
Because when I say that, like, when somebody's, like, suicidal or something, it's not necessarily the fact that they don't want to live. It's just the fact that they don't want to hurt anymore.
Right.
You know, like,
they don't want to stop, yeah.
Yeah, they don't want to feel pain. They don't want to feel disappointment. You know, they don't want to feel that. And so, you know, telling somebody, oh, just don't be depressed, like, why didn't I think of that?
Right, yeah.
You know? And so it's just like, you know, like carrying a pack, you know, like you just want to drop your pack. Mm-hmm. You know, the weight digs in your shoulders. You just want to drop your pack. And, you know, just like a hike, though, you just keep going. Left foot, right foot, repeat. Mm-hmm. Then eventually you get to drop your pack.
Mm-hmm. I like it. That's a strong metaphor.
Yeah. And, I mean, granted, there was one time that I slept in and I, you know, sped into base and I completely fucking forgot my pack at home.
Oh, my God.
And so, like, all right, everybody's form up. And they're like, hey, Sergeant Sharp, get your pack out front. You know, like, you're leading the pace on the first 3 miles or whatever.
You're the guide on?
Yeah. And it was just like, and I was like, fuck. And so, like, I'm running in the barracks. I'm like, where are the broke dicks?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, so-and-so was over there. Yeah. And I, like, triumphantly kick his door down. And he's like, hey!
Yeah, he's naked playing World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
Sergeant!
It's going to take 6 months to get the fucking work order to fix the door down. Exactly. You know? It's just going to flap in the 29 problem breeze, you know?
Get on it, Boot. Fix that door.
Yeah. Correct yourself.
That's right.
And
why's your door broken?
Why's your door broken, Boot? Sorry, you just broke. If I wanted fucking excuses, I'd give you one. Yeah, and so like I got kicked down the door triumphantly, and
God damn.
Yeah, and so the the boot is sitting there like, yeah, exactly. They were playing fucking video games. And I'm like, where's your pack, boot? And he's like, oh, right over there, Sergeant. And I'm like, where's your gear? And he's like, I don't have any gear. I just got here. And I'm like, God damn it. So I take a pillow and I fucking stuff it in there and like I put some like Kevlar and Gore-Tex and shit on top.
Yeah.
And so I get out there and we're on the hike and I feel like a total shitbag because like I had the lightest pack in the entire formation.
So there is a funny story about that. I honestly, when it came to especially being with the infantry, I wanted to be in front. I want to be the RP that set the example, and I 99.9% of the time was. I always have a heavy pack, and I always have my sidearm and my primary because that's just what RPs carry.
Yeah.
And so so it was always the motivator. One fucking time, I packed. I saw the packing list. It was in K-Bay. It was like gonna be 12 miles on the beach. I'm like, ugh. It's like, you know what? I'm a sailor with the Marines. We're known for being turds. Let me be a turd once.
Yeah, for once. You've earned this.
I've absolutely earned it. And so I packed it. I mean, the pack was still heavy, but it was missing a few things, right?
Yeah.
And so I forget his name. I'm not going to say his name if I remember, but the HNS CO, the captain, walked in. He's like, RP, you ready? He's all motivated. He's HNS. I was like, yes, sir. And he's like, oh, is that your pack over there? Because on my gear tree in my office. I was like, yes, sir. And he's like, oh, and he's like looking at it. He's like, I've been doing this for a while. He's like, I feel like that pack is a little light. Yeah. And so like just a single bead sweat came down I was like, oh no, sir, you know me. And he's like, I do. He's like, you're pretty motivated. And he like looked at me and we had this long stare down. He's like, all right, carry on. I was like, it's like never again.
See, I had the exact opposite experience where I had packed it too much with fluff.
Yeah.
So my pack looked massive. And the lieutenant was like, Sergeant Sharp, how much shit do you have in your pack? How many sandbags do you have in there? And I'm like, sir, and so the very first time, like, we stopped for, like, the water break, I'm, like, jamming it down. So, like, I don't want it to stand out. I just wanted to look like a normal pack.
How many bodies you have in that bag?
Like, this looked like the biggest fucking pack that ever existed.
Yeah.
Like, this shit was, like, packed to the brim with fluff. And I was like, I fucked myself, It was dark when we started. I really couldn't see. And so I kind of, compacted down a little bit. Nobody said anything. But it was the opposite for me, where I looked like people were going to be like, oh, that's so heavy. Let's see how heavy this is. And they'd be like, woo! It floated like a balloon. And then as soon as we got back, like, I remember, like, I immediately just, like, threw it behind the duty desk so nobody could question it, Like, nobody accidentally kicks it when they're...
I'd have thrown it right in the river.
Yeah, because they'll do shit where they'll occasionally come out and like bring fucking, like the mess hall will bring like apples or oranges or some shit after a hike,
sometimes,
or like they'll bring bottles of water, or if you want to go up and fill your canteen from the jerry can, and it's like, people hop over each other's packs. So like as soon as we got back, I was just like fucking touchdown spiked that shit behind the duty desk. I was like, say nothing, boot. And like I ran out, and they're like, where'd you go? And I was like, shit myself.
Yeah, I just stare at him. I shit myself. Like, God damn it.
And at that point, like, nobody questions you. You know what I mean?
It's true. Yeah,
nobody checks for that. I shit myself, so I had to change my trousers. Yeah. And they like look at the trousers I'm wearing, who are still like soaked in sweat.
You know what's so funny? It's just that experience right there.
Yeah.
After a hike in the infantry, I'm gonna say infantry. I mean, everybody else hikes, but the infantry especially, they're so long and grueling. If somebody just came up to you and said, hey, I shit my pants, you wouldn't even think anything. You go, oh, just go change or whatever. Like, that's how weird the Marine Corps lifestyle is. Yeah. Like, even just hearing that story, I was like, oh, if somebody told me that, I'd be like, yeah, okay.
Exactly.
That's so crazy.
Like, I thought of all the excuses. Like, I went through the Rolodex in my head, and I was like, shit my pants. And people were like, oh, okay.
So she said a straight face, like, hey, if I shit myself, it'd be like that sometimes.
Yeah, because, like, as long as you didn't stop the hike.
Exactly.
People
as long as you
like,
didn't fall out,
good job.
Yep.
Like, wait. Did you literally just shit yourself?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god! I thought my storytelling was so good that I was like back in the moment. I could smell my own shit, but it was your shit.
You made my asshole slobber.
Oh my god! EP, how long we been?
We've been going on for 38 minutes and 29 seconds.
Fantastic.
Let's round it out.
Yeah, you got any? I've been kind of greedy with closing thoughts.
No, I mean I have no thoughts ever. So. We are good there. Oh, my buddy, that's a nice picture.
Oh, that's very nice.
Yeah, now we're on Instagram.
Yeah, so we do appreciate you telling everybody about the podcast. We appreciate all the fan mail. We appreciate all the support. We just set up a P.O. box, so if you want to send us like letter mails or asbestos or hopefully not asbestos.
Yeah, please not asbestos.
Yeah. Also, we have some merch on the horizon that should be coming out, so look for that.
So, I mean, be careful with that, Dan, because people are demanding merch. Yeah. Demanding it, either through Pop Smoke Media itself or the Smoke Pit podcast. So, I'm just saying, be careful with these promises.
It's we've already pulled up some graphic designers.
We have.
And they've already done a few mock-ups that we've all thought were pretty cool. So.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
We got that coming up.
Yeah, for sure. I'm excited. I want merch too, people. Let's calm down.
And yes, one of the options is sleeveless for Mike.
That's right. It's only for me. Nobody else gets it.
Oh, also, final closing thought. To deal with troubles in my life, I am probably going to get some tattoos.
Nice.
So, what kind of tattoos do you think I should get? Like, what represents me? Yeah.
Well, this all depends on placement.
No,
Where
I was
you
talking
think?
to the fans.
Oh,
people's
I
opinions.
thought you were talking to the dude who's covered in tattoos. Would be subject matter expert. It's cool. Your good friend covered in tattoos.
Because I asked you, and you're like, get a dick. I'm like, oh, thanks.
To be fair, anytime you text me, that's my default. It just get a dick.
Automatic response.
Yeah, automatic response. All right, fair enough. Ask the people then, Dan. I'm not upset about it. It's fine.
And then once we get the info from that, as I touch his thigh and pat him assuringly.
He does.
Then I want your reflections and opinions on what they said.
Can't wait.
Yes. Quite.
Quite. Yes.
All right, see you guys next time.
Bye.